You know, I was wondering why when I woke up this morning that Donald Trump and Fox were throwing an absolute tantrum, and then I remembered it's jobs report day. Of course, it is jobs report Friday, the first Friday of the month, and oh my gosh, the jobs report is through the roof. We are seeing record job growth, and Donald Trump and Fox are absolutely freaking out. My name is Brett Meiselas here with the MeidasTouch Network. I'm going to break it all down for you. First, hit subscribe. We're on our way to 3.5 million subscribers. Now, let's take a look at the headlines. This on the right-wing Drudge Report. Boom, job growth surges, plus 254,000 jobs. Unemployment rate falls to 4.1%. Stocks rip higher as Carl Quintanilla, a CNBC reporter, jokingly posts hashtag failing nation, hashtag nation in decline, mocking Trump right there. And here's some more details from us. The U.S. economy added 254,000 jobs in September, smashing expectations after a jump from 159,000 in August. And by the way, both the July numbers and the August numbers were revised up. Unemployment dropped to 4.1%. Wages are up 4% over the past year, and that is vastly outpacing inflation, which was at a 2.5% rate over the past year. As Anthony Scaramucci writes, who, by the way, used to work in the Trump administration, he wrote, "The economy is booming and improving. Don't listen to the lies, stay the course." And he's a finance guy, by the way. And this graphic from the Center for American Progress is truly striking. 16 million jobs have now been created under Biden-Harris. But let's look at the bigger picture here. 51 million jobs have been added since 1989, and 50 million out of those 51 million were created under Democrats. 98% of the jobs that we've had since 1989 created under Democrats. Let this sink in for a second. Screenshot it, share it with all your friends. This is absolutely wild data. So Donald Trump is, of course, freaking out, sending out deranged emails like this. My brother Ben signs up, by the way, to the newsletter so that you don't have to. He writes, "I am Donald Trump." That's a weird subject. "The MAGA revolution will not be televised." Just like, this is all very strange, right? He goes, "Democrats think we're finished, but I need your response to show them the MAGA revolution is just getting started. With your support at this very critical moment, we will demolish the deep state and take back our country from the corrupt ruling class. But that can't happen without you, Ben." Not so sure about that. This next one, of course, the grift comes on. "Hat from Trump. Rise and shine. Ben, I've got a gift for you. Ben, I just released a brand new orange MAGA hat. This is the hat I would have worn if they threw me in jail. This is a symbol of the MAGA movement's resolve to never surrender, and it is a MAGA hat designed to match a jumpsuit." Well, yeah, at least he's preparing for the future. I'll give him that. Donald J. Trump says, "Open me. Please stop everything you're doing." Ben, Kamala Harris is bought and paid for by Hollywood elites and liberal billionaires, but my campaign is all about real patriots like you. That's why I'm bypassing the fake news at tomorrow's town hall and taking my message straight to the American people. And you just see like a flurry of deranged emails from Donald Trump. Want a signed MAGA poster, a hat, open me. I need you to join my Trump Force 47. He always talks about the assassination attempts. I'm not supposed to be sending you this right now. An assassin's bullet almost stopped me. Then he's reposting Elon Musk on a social media platform. And it's kind of a little ironic, right? Right after he talks about liberal billionaires are trying to ruin me, he then hypes up Elon Musk like a billionaire who owns a media entity who's trying to influence the election. And Elon Musk wrote, "Trump Vance must win. I can't handle 4 years of seeing and hearing Kamala Walls. That would be cruel and unusual punishment." These people are the worst. And so, of course, with any good news for the United States of America, Trump freaks out, and of course, Fox News freaks out, and they got to try to figure out, how do we spin it? The stock market is soaring. The jobs numbers are hitting record highs. What do we do? Oh, well, if you're in Maria Bartiromo's shoes, apparently you say that the stock market is way up after the strong jobs report because the economy is actually bad. Watch this.
Sean, maybe this rally, Dow Industrial's up 170 points right now, has to do with the expectations that the Fed put is still in place, that the Fed is going to cut rates, and this report confirmed it because the jobs are low-paying jobs and government jobs.
That's true. But then on the other hand, why is a 10-year Treasury yield up at 3.95%?
Right,
it's
that I don't
hitting
know.
4%. My goodness. Mortgage yields were supposed to fall when the Fed cut rates, and instead it seems as though mortgage yields are going to be moving higher. Yeah. So we're getting a confusing response by the market. I'm with Joe. I think the economy is slowing, this is borne out by the this reliance on low-quality jobs to grow payrolls. If we hear from companies, they are much more cautious with hiring. As a matter of fact, we have a lot of uncertainty out there because of we don't know how the November 5th elections are going to play out. And until we get past the elections, I don't think we have a clear reading regarding what businesses plan to do in terms of spending on staff and capital equipment.
All right, are you ready for this fact? Traditional bed sheets can harbor more bacteria than a toilet seat. It can lead to acne, allergies, and stuffy noses. It's just gross. Miracle Made, however, offers a whole line of self-cleaning antibacterial bedding, such as sheets, pillowcases, and comforters that prevent up to 99.7% of bacteria growth and require up to 3 times less laundry. It's why I use Miracle Made on my bedding. Using silver-infused fabrics inspired by NASA, Miracle Made sheets are thermoregulating and designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, no matter the weather, so you get a better sleep every single night. It's why I love Miracle Sheets. Miracle Sheets are luxuriously comfortable without the high price tag of other luxury brands and feel as nice, if not nicer, than sheets used by some 5-star hotels. So go to trymiracle.com/Meidas. Trymiracle.com/Meidas and try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save up to 40%. And if you use our promo code Meidas at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Meidas and use the code Meidas to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/Meidas to treat yourself. Thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode.
I mean, what the heck was that? Can we please celebrate when good things happen in the United States and not try to make people miserable all the time? How about that? Let's check in with the experts now, okay? That clearly was not the experts. The experts are here at BMO. I am at a loss for words or adjectives to describe what we are seeing in today's U.S. employment report. Stunning numbers, a potential game changer for the Fed. We see here, Talman Joseph Smith says, and look at this chart of the wages increasing, okay? See that gray line? It's about to be more like 2.2%. Average wage gains are up at 4% now, which means real inflation-adjusted wage gains are about to officially be higher than they were for much of 2019. The period so many Americans have expressed nostalgia for this cycle. That is a big data point right there. JP Morgan's David Kelly, meanwhile, says the so-called misery index, which is inflation plus the unemployment rate, is expected to be 6.4 points after next week's CPI. That's lower than it has been 89% of the time in the last 50 years. Wow, 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 wow. Goolsby says there are some signs that inflation might undershoot the target. The target has been 2% inflation. Now Goldman Sachs and others are wondering, could inflation fall below 2%? And it's looking like that could very well happen. Goolsby also says that this jobs report is, quote, superb. This is all just such incredible news that we're getting. And so you see why Donald Trump and Fox are losing it. You see that this is the best job growth since March. And the New York Times PitchBot, which is one of my favorite accounts, is joking around about what the New York Times might be saying about this jobs report, because they always find a way to spin it against Biden and Harris. So this is their joke tweet. Is the Biden economy creating too many jobs? Ex-user Ketamine1488 thinks so. Here's a report by the Washington Post, who's actually doing great work right now. The Washington Post released this genius report on why people leave Donald Trump's rallies. And so this is something that we've been showing clips of, and Kamala Harris called out at the debate and humiliated Donald Trump when she did so. And I know a lot of you have been asking, why don't reporters ask the people why they're leaving? Well, the Washington Post did, and this is what a woman said. Let me read you this, because this is very telling. In Las Vegas, some attendees grew frustrated with Trump's tardiness and said they had trouble hearing him. A reporter standing by the door counted more than 200 people leaving in the first 20 minutes. One attendee said they still love Trump, but said the former president would have said, "You're fired," if anyone else had been as late as he was. Anastasia Bennett, 22, quickly grew tired of the insults and was ready to leave. Bennett was undecided before attending the rally with her aunt, who supports Harris, but after hearing Trump speak, she says she planned to vote for Harris. Quote, "It was just the insults and just him being an hour late," she said. I think this is very telling that you see that there are undecided voters going to these rallies, and that the more they hear from Donald Trump, it makes them want to vote for Kamala Harris. And this is a great piece. I highly recommend you read it. By the way, we have if you go to WashingtonPost.com/Meidas, I believe, you could actually get a Washington Post subscription for 50 cents a week. It's actually a really good deal at WashingtonPost.com/Meidas. You should check it out. Now that the polling is so good for Kamala Harris also, and the polling is tightening in even states that were unthinkable a few months ago, like Florida. Florida polling is in single digits right now between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. The pundits who were wrong about the red wave now have to kind of invent a new framework from which they're going to judge these things. I mean, they've been pushing these polls now for months to get Biden to drop out, and they've been pushing them against Kamala Harris anytime there's one that's not so great. But like Dave Wasserman here, who's really good on the night of kind of, reading the actual votes that are coming in, but is pretty horrific with his actual predictions. I mean, this guy was predicting red wave in 2022. Now he's changing his whole framework. And I just want to highlight this for you. He goes, "Is Florida polling in single digits? Sure, but a quick voter registration reality check." Notice how he's now moving the goalposts here, and he's showing the voter registration numbers by affiliation and discounting the polls, showing that Kamala Harris is within 1 point of Donald Trump in Florida. Meanwhile, here's what folks are waking up to in Georgia. We see this headline from the Atlanta Voice. It is Vice President Kamala Harris helping people out in the disaster zone with the quote, "We are here for the long haul." This flies right in the face of all of Donald Trump's propaganda about the efforts by Kamala Harris, by Joe Biden, and the rest of the federal government in their response to Hurricane Helene. And lastly, I want to leave you with this soundbite from this independent Wisconsin voter. He was speaking about Liz Cheney and Kamala Harris campaigning together and why it's such a good sign. Check this out.
What do you think of Liz Cheney and Harris coming here together?
I think that's a good sign. So,
A sign of what?
well, it's a good sign that some Republicans are going to vote Democrat, even though they disagree with the policy, because they just can't get on board with Trump.
I love that so much. I love that people are seeing through the BS propaganda being spread by people like Trump and Fox and Elon Musk. Enough is enough. I also love that we get to spread these positive messages here at the MeidasTouch Network. It's a total contrast to what Fox is doing. I mean, aside from the fact that they lie and we aim to tell the truth, that positivity versus that constant doom and gloom, I think it's important. I think we could all be kind of joyful warriors as we go ahead to this next 30 days or so and beyond, by the way. This definitely does not stop there. We are just getting started thanks to you, and we need to continue to spread these messages and spread this positivity. Like I said earlier, we can't do it without you. Remember to subscribe. We're on our way to 3.5 million subscribers. Remember to add the MeidasTouch podcast anywhere you get audio podcasts. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in a bit.
Real quick, Meta just changed their algorithm to suppress political content. Please follow our Instagram at MeidasTouch right now as we head towards 400,000 followers so you don't miss a beat.